Have you ever felt like your life is no longer your own? As if your days revolve entirely around the wants and needs of your children? As you grow older, it's natural to want to be there for them, to offer help when needed, and to stay connected. But there's a fine line between being a supportive parent and becoming a servant in your own old age. The truth is, many seniors unknowingly fall into this trap. They give too much, sacrifice their own well-being, and slowly realize that their time, energy, and even financial security have been overtaken by their children's expectations. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be this way. You can remain a loving parent without losing your independence, your dignity, or the life you've built for yourself. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful ways to maintain your freedom in old age, so you don't become a slave to your children's needs. From setting clear boundaries to ensuring your financial independence, these strategies will help you live on your own terms while still maintaining healthy, meaningful relationships with your family. Stay tuned until the end, because what we're about to share could completely change how you experience your later years. Let's get started. Number 1, set clear boundaries. One of the biggest mistakes many older parents make is assuming that their role as a provider never truly ends. You raised your children, gave them everything they needed, and helped them become adults. But that doesn't mean you owe them your entire old age. If you're always at their beck and call, rearranging your life to suit their needs and feeling guilty when you say no, it's time to set clear boundaries. Healthy relationships require mutual respect, and that includes respecting your time, energy, and personal life. If your children expect you to drop everything for them, handle their responsibilities, or make decisions that only benefit them, you need to start defining what is and isn't acceptable. That doesn't mean shutting them out or being cold. It means making it clear that your needs matter just as much as theirs. Take Robert, a 72-year-old father who found himself babysitting his grandchildren 5 days a week. At first, he loved helping, but as time passed, he realized he no longer had time for his own life. When he finally spoke up and set limits, something amazing happened. His children adjusted. They found other solutions, and Robert reclaimed his freedom without damaging his relationship with his family. It's not selfish to prioritize yourself, it's necessary. A parent's job is to raise children who can stand on their own, not to serve them endlessly. When you establish boundaries, you teach your children to respect your time and effort, while still maintaining a strong and loving connection. Number 2, prioritize your own financial security. Many older parents make the mistake of putting their children's financial needs ahead of their own. They dip into their savings, co-sign loans, or give away large sums of money, sometimes out of love, sometimes out of obligation. But here's the harsh truth: once your money is gone, no one is going to replenish it for you. Retirement is supposed to be a time when you can finally enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yet too many seniors find themselves struggling financially because they felt guilty saying no. Helping your children when you can is a kind gesture, but sacrificing your financial stability for their comfort is a dangerous mistake. The reality is, the best thing you can do for them is to ensure that you never become a financial burden yourself. Take Harold, a 74-year-old man who spent years bailing out his son from bad financial decisions. Each time his son promised to repay him, but the money never came back. Eventually, Harold realized he was jeopardizing his own future. He had to make the difficult decision to stop handing out money and let his son learn how to stand on his own. And while it was tough at first, his son eventually became more responsible, and Harold was able to protect the retirement he had worked so hard for. If your children ask for financial help, think long and hard before giving in. Will this put your own security at risk? Are they relying on you instead of figuring things out on their own? You have to put yourself first, because no one else will do it for you. Protect what you have worked for, and don't let guilt convince you to give away your peace of mind. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, maintain your own life and interests. One of the most common mistakes people make in old age is allowing their world to shrink around their children. It starts with small things: canceling plans to help them with errands, spending more time babysitting than doing what you love, or putting off personal goals because they might need you. Over time, without even realizing it, your entire life revolves around them, and suddenly you don't know who you are outside of being a parent. But here's the truth: your identity is not just mom or dad. You had passions, friendships, and dreams before your children became the center of your world. And those things still matter. If you give up your personal interests, you risk losing your sense of self, and nothing drains a person's vitality faster than feeling like their life no longer belongs to them. Take Edward, a 76-year-old retired teacher who always loved woodworking. When his daughter had her first child, he gladly helped out, spending more and more time taking care of his grandson. But before he knew it, his days were consumed with child rearing again, and he barely touched his tools. It wasn't until a friend encouraged him to start building furniture again that he realized just how much he had abandoned his own passions. Once he picked up his hobby again, he felt more fulfilled and even found a new group of friends who shared his interests. It's easy to justify putting your children first, but you have to ask yourself, who's looking out for you? A fulfilling old age doesn't come from waiting around to be needed. It comes from pursuing what excites you. Whether it's a hobby, traveling, learning something new, or simply spending time with people who inspire you, keeping your own interests alive ensures that you stay vibrant, engaged, and independent. Your children have their own lives, and you deserve to have yours too. Number 4, teach self-reliance instead of dependence. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children is the ability to stand on their own 2 feet. Yet too many parents continue to step in, solve their problems, and make life easier for them, even well into adulthood. While this may feel like love, it can actually do more harm than good. Instead of empowering them, you may be keeping them from learning how to handle life's challenges on their own. It's important to ask yourself, are you helping them or are you enabling them? If your children call you every time they need financial support, emotional reassurance, or a quick fix for their problems, and you always step in, they never have the opportunity to build resilience. And in the process, you may find yourself exhausted, constantly giving while they continue to take. Take Frank, a 70-year-old father who realized that his son, now in his 40s, had never truly stood on his own. Every time life got hard, Frank was there to offer money, fix mistakes, and provide a safety net. But when Frank finally decided to stop bailing him out, something surprising happened. His son figured things out on his own. He made mistakes, yes, but he also learned how to be responsible, and their relationship actually improved because there was no longer an expectation that Frank would always save the day. This doesn't mean you shouldn't support your children, but there's a difference between offering guidance and taking on their burdens. They are adults now, and part of growing up means learning how to handle setbacks, make decisions, and take responsibility for their own choices. If you keep stepping in, you may be robbing them of the chance to develop the skills they need to truly thrive. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, establish emotional independence. Many older parents unknowingly tie their emotional well-being to their children. They wait for phone calls, feel hurt when their kids don't visit, and adjust their moods based on how much attention they receive. But here's the hard truth: your happiness should never depend on someone else's actions. The moment you allow your emotional state to be dictated by your children, you give up control over your own life. It's natural to love your family, but there's a difference between loving them and being emotionally dependent on them. When your sense of self-worth is wrapped up in how often they call, how much they appreciate you, or how involved they are in your life, you put yourself in a position of constant disappointment. Your children are busy, they have jobs, families, and responsibilities of their own. And while they may love you deeply, they cannot be the sole source of your emotional fulfillment. Take Eleanor, a 73-year-old woman who used to feel heartbroken every time her son canceled plans or forgot to call. She spent years feeling unappreciated until one day she decided to shift her focus. Instead of waiting for her children to reach out, she started making plans with friends, joining social groups, and rediscovering hobbies she had neglected. The result? She became happier, more confident, and surprisingly, her relationship with her children actually improved because she no longer placed the burden of her happiness on them. You have the power to create joy in your own life. By building a strong emotional foundation outside of your children, you free yourself from unnecessary pain and disappointment. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Pursue activities that bring you fulfillment, and recognize that your value is not determined by how much attention you receive. True happiness comes from within, not from waiting for others to provide it. Number 6, protect your peace by setting boundaries. One of the most powerful things you can do in your later years is learn to say no. Too many parents feel obligated to meet every request, whether it's babysitting grandkids, lending money, or rearranging their lives to accommodate their children's needs. But here's the reality: you are not a limitless resource, and your time, energy, and well-being matter just as much as theirs. Setting boundaries does not mean you love your children any less. It simply means you recognize your own worth and refuse to sacrifice your peace for the sake of keeping others happy. If you are constantly feeling drained, unappreciated, or taken advantage of, that's a clear sign that boundaries need to be put in place. Consider George, a 78-year-old man who spent years saying yes to every request his children made. Need a loan? He'd give it. Need help moving? He'd cancel his plans. Need someone to watch the grandkids last minute? He'd drop everything. Eventually, he realized that his kindness had turned into obligation and that his children had come to expect his help rather than appreciate it. One day, he decided to set some limits. He still helped when he genuinely wanted to, but he stopped overextending himself at the expense of his own happiness. At first, his children were surprised, but over time, they learned to respect his decisions, and their relationship became healthier because of it. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about protecting your own well-being. When you prioritize your own needs, you teach others to respect you, and you create space for relationships that are built on mutual appreciation rather than obligation. You have given enough. Now it's time to give yourself permission to live on your own terms. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As you move through this stage of life, remember this: you are not here to serve everyone else at the cost of your own happiness. You have spent decades giving, sacrificing, and doing what was best for your family. But now it's your turn to prioritize yourself. That doesn't mean cutting off your children or turning away from family responsibilities. It simply means recognizing that your life still belongs to you. The key to a fulfilling old age is finding balance. Love your children, but do not become their servant. Offer support, but do not let yourself be taken advantage of. Help when you can, but do not sacrifice your well-being in the process. You are still a person with needs, dreams, and desires, and you deserve to live a life that reflects that. So, as you reflect on the 6 things we've covered today, ask yourself, which of these areas do you need to work on the most? Are you setting healthy boundaries? Are you protecting your emotional well-being? Are you making decisions based on your happiness rather than just your children's expectations? We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Wondered what truly makes an older man attractive? As we age, many of us assume that our appeal fades. But the truth is, attractiveness isn't just about youth. It's about presence, confidence, and the way you carry yourself. If you can still do these 7 things, you are far more attractive than you might realize. In this video, we're going to explore the signs that show you still have that timeless magnetism. Whether it's the way you move, the way you hold a conversation, or the way people respond to your presence, these 7 traits reveal that you still command attention in ways that go beyond just looks. If you've ever doubted how others see you, stay with us, because you might be surprised at just how much you still have to offer. And make sure to watch until the very end, because you'll discover how these qualities not only boost your confidence, but can actually change the way you see yourself. You may think some of these are minor details, but when you put them all together, they create a presence that people can't help but notice. Now, let's get started. Number 1, maintain good posture. One of the clearest signs of an attractive older man is the way he carries himself. Good posture isn't just about standing straight. It's about confidence, presence, and the silent message you send when you walk into a room. A man who stands tall with his shoulders back and his head held high instantly commands respect. He moves with ease, showing that he's comfortable in his own skin. On the other hand, slouching or shuffling can make you look tired, withdrawn, or even less confident than you really are. The way you carry yourself has a powerful effect on how others perceive you, and more importantly, how you feel about yourself. People naturally respond to posture because it reflects energy and vitality. When someone walks with purpose and stands with a strong, upright stance, they project strength. This doesn't mean you have to look rigid or overly stiff, far from it. A relaxed yet confident posture makes you appear approachable and self-assured. Women in particular notice these small details. They see a man with good posture as someone who takes care of himself, someone who is still engaged in life and moves with purpose. Even if you don't say a word, the way you stand and walk communicates a great deal about your character and mindset. Imagine two men walking into a cafe. One shuffles in, shoulders slumped, eyes down, as if he's carrying the weight of the world on his back. The other enters with a natural upright stance, looking ahead, moving with quiet confidence. Which one do you think people notice first? Which one do you think women find more attractive? It's not about being young or having an athletic build. It's about the energy you project through your body language. And here's something you may not have realized. Good posture doesn't just make you look more attractive, it also makes you feel better. Studies show that standing tall and maintaining an open posture can actually improve your mood, boost your confidence, and even reduce stress. It's a subtle but powerful way to change both how others see you and how you see yourself. If you've ever caught a glimpse of yourself in a mirror and noticed that your posture isn't what it used to be, don't worry, this is something you can improve at any age. Simple habits like standing with your feet firmly planted, rolling your shoulders back, and keeping your chin level can make a world of difference. Practicing light stretching, yoga, or even just being mindful of how you carry yourself throughout the day can help you regain that natural upright stance. So the next time you step outside, pay attention to the way you walk and stand. Hold yourself with confidence and you'll notice a change, not just in how people react to you, but in how you feel about yourself. Good posture isn't just a physical trait, it's a statement. And if you still carry yourself with strength and confidence, then you are far more attractive than you might think. Number 2, hold engaging conversations. A truly attractive older man isn't just someone who looks good. He's someone who knows how to hold a conversation that people actually enjoy. The ability to engage others in meaningful discussions, share interesting stories, and make those around you feel heard is a rare and valuable skill. And if you still have it, then you are far more appealing than you might realize. Think about the last time you were in a social setting. Did people naturally gravitate toward you? Did they seem genuinely interested in what you had to say? These are clear signs of someone with a magnetic presence. Younger men might have energy and bravado, but what sets an older man apart is his wisdom, experience, and ability to connect on a deeper level. Women especially notice when a man is a good conversationalist, someone who can keep a discussion flowing effortlessly, making them feel both comfortable and intrigued. But what makes a conversation engaging? It's not about talking endlessly or trying to impress others with big words. In fact, the most captivating speakers aren't the ones who dominate conversations, they're the ones who know how to listen. When you truly listen to someone, nod at the right moments, and ask thoughtful questions, it shows that you care about their perspective. And that level of attentiveness is something people remember. Take a moment to picture two men at a dinner party. One constantly interrupts, steering every topic back to himself. The other asks questions, shares relevant experiences, and makes eye contact while listening. Which one do you think people would rather spend time with? Which one do you think women find more appealing? The answer is obvious. Conversation is a two-way street, and those who understand that naturally draw others in. Beyond listening, storytelling is another, a powerful tool of an attractive older man. Life has given you years of experiences, some humorous, some insightful, and some downright unbelievable. When you can tell a story in a way that captures attention and brings people into the moment, you create an instant connection. A well-placed anecdote, a bit of dry humor, or even a personal lesson learned can leave a lasting impression on those around you. And let's not forget the importance of confidence in speech. A man who speaks with certainty, without arrogance, immediately stands out. You don't have to raise your voice or command a room to make an impact. A calm, steady voice combined with the right words at the right time is far more effective. It signals intelligence, self-assurance, and an ease with oneself that many find incredibly attractive. If you still find yourself having great conversations, effortlessly keeping people engaged, and making others feel comfortable in your presence, that is a clear sign of enduring appeal. It means you're not just physically attractive, you have the kind of charisma that people can't ignore. And that is something that never fades with age. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, stay active and mobile. An attractive older man isn't just someone who looks good. He's someone who moves with ease and confidence. If you can still stay active, whether it's through regular exercise, walking without struggle, or simply maintaining good mobility, you possess a quality that naturally draws people in. Physical ability signals vitality, and no matter your age, when you show that you take care of yourself, people take notice. Think about it when you see an older man who walks with energy, moves smoothly, and carries himself with strength. You can't help but admire him. He doesn't need to be an athlete or spend hours in the gym. He just needs to move with purpose. There's something inherently attractive about a man who stays physically capable, someone who looks like he's ready to take on whatever the day brings. Women notice these things. They see it in the way you step out of a chair without hesitation, how you carry yourself up a flight of stairs, or even how you simply navigate a room with ease. On the other hand, when someone slows down too much, letting stiffness and inactivity take over, they appear far older than their actual years. A man who maintains his physical mobility shows that he is still engaged in life, still pushing forward, still capable. It's not about defying age, it's about aging with strength and grace. You don't have to run marathons, but being able to take a long walk without discomfort, stretch without stiffness, and keep up with your daily routines effortlessly makes a huge difference. And let's not forget the psychological aspect. When you feel strong and mobile, you naturally exude more confidence. Your energy levels are higher, your mood is better, and you move through life with a sense of ease. That in itself makes you more attractive. People respond to energy, and when you keep your body in motion, you radiate a kind of vitality that can't be faked. Consider 2 men at a family gathering. One sits for most of the event, struggling to stand or move without stiffness. The other walks around, plays with his grandkids, helps set the table, and moves like a man who still enjoys being active. Which one do you think people admire more? Which one seems like he's truly living his life to the fullest? If you can still get up in the morning, go about your day without struggle, and move with confidence, that is a powerful signal of attractiveness. It shows that you are not just getting older, you are thriving. People don't just admire that, they are drawn to it. So keep moving, keep stretching, and keep showing the world that your best years aren't behind you. They are still happening right now. Number 4, dress well and stay groomed. Looking good has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with how you present yourself. A man who takes care of his appearance, dresses with purpose, and maintains good grooming habits is naturally attractive. If you still put in the effort to look sharp, it's a clear sign that you value yourself, and that confidence radiates to those around you. People notice the details. They see the way your clothes fit, how well you maintain your hair, and whether you carry yourself with a sense of self-respect. A well-dressed man isn't necessarily someone who follows the latest fashion trends. He's someone who understands what works for him. Whether it's a classic, tailored look or a clean, casual style, dressing well shows that you care about your image. And when a man takes pride in his appearance, others take notice. Grooming is just as important. A neat haircut, a well-maintained beard, fresh breath, and a subtle but pleasant scent all contribute to an overall impression of someone who still cares. Women in particular appreciate a man who looks put together. It signals that he is mindful of how he presents himself, and that level of effort is something people respect. The truth is, attractiveness isn't just about having a youthful face. It's about looking like a man who still has standards for himself. Imagine 2 men of the same age at a social event. One has a polished appearance, his clothes fit well, he's well-groomed, and he looks comfortable in his own skin. The other looks disheveled, his clothes are wrinkled, his hair is unkempt, and he gives off the impression that he has stopped caring. Who do you think leaves a stronger impression? Who do you think commands more attention? It's not about dressing expensively or trying to look younger. It's about looking your best at any stage of life. When you make an effort, it shows that you still take pride in yourself. And that confidence, it's one of the most attractive traits a man can have. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, show emotional maturity and stability. Attractiveness isn't just about physical appearance. It's about how you carry yourself emotionally. A man who remains calm under pressure, handles life's ups and downs with grace, and provides a sense of stability is naturally magnetic. If you can still approach situations with wisdom, patience, and emotional control, then you have a quality that people admire more than you might realize. Think about the people you enjoy being around. Are they the ones who react impulsively, get upset over small things, or let stress dictate their mood? Or are they the ones who remain steady, no matter what life throws at them? Women in particular find emotional stability incredibly attractive. A man who stays composed, speaks thoughtfully, and doesn't let his emotions get the best of him creates a sense of security that is rare and valuable. Emotional maturity also means knowing when to let things go. If you still approach life with patience rather than frustration, if you know how to handle disagreements without anger, and if you can see things from multiple perspectives, you are displaying a level of wisdom that sets you apart. People gravitate toward those who make them feel at ease, and nothing is more reassuring than a man who has control over his emotions and responses. Imagine two men faced with the same stressful situation. One loses his temper, blames others, and reacts emotionally. The other remains calm, assesses the situation logically, and handles it with composure. Which one do you think people respect more? Which one do you think women find more attractive? It's not about never feeling emotions. It's about managing them in a way that reflects confidence and self-assurance. And here's something most men overlook. Emotional maturity doesn't just affect how others see you, it affects how you see yourself. When you know that you can handle any situation with a level head, you walk through life with a quiet confidence that can't be faked. That confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. So if you still have the ability to stay grounded, offer wisdom, and bring a sense of calm to those around you, then you are far more attractive than you might think. It's not just a sign of emotional strength, it's a sign of a man who knows exactly who he is. Number 6, keep a sense of humor. A man who can still laugh, make others smile, and embrace life with a sense of humor carries an undeniable charm. Humor isn't just about telling jokes, it's about how you handle life, how you connect with people, and how you create moments of joy. If you can still find reasons to laugh even when life gets tough, you have a quality that makes you incredibly attractive. Think about the people you enjoy being around. They're the ones who make you feel good, who lighten the mood, who remind you that life isn't meant to be taken too seriously. Women in particular notice this. A man with a good sense of humor doesn't need to be the loudest person in the room. He just needs to bring an energy that makes people feel comfortable and at ease. A simple smile, a witty remark, or the ability to laugh at yourself shows that you're confident, relaxed, and fully present in life. And here's something important. Humor is one of the strongest indicators of intelligence and emotional maturity. It takes awareness, creativity, and social intuition to know what makes people laugh. Whether it's a well-timed comment, a bit of dry wit, or even a cheesy dad joke, your ability to bring humor into conversations is a sign of charm and confidence. A man who can laugh at life and himself shows that he's not weighed down by negativity, that he sees the bigger picture, and that he knows how to make the best of any situation. Picture two men in a group setting. One is serious, overly critical, or quick to complain. The other knows how to add humor at the right moment, making those around him feel good. Which one do you think people enjoy being around? Which one do you think leaves a lasting impression? Humor is magnetic. It draws people in, creates connections, and makes interactions memorable. And let's not forget, laughter isn't just attractive, it's also healthy. Studies have shown that people who laugh more often have lower stress levels, better heart health, and even stronger immune systems. When you keep a sense of humor, you don't just make yourself more attractive to others, you actually improve your own well-being. So if you still find joy in the little things, if you can still laugh with others and bring positivity into the world, that is a sign of lasting appeal. A man who can make people smile will always be someone others want to be around. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7, keep a passion for life. One of the most attractive qualities a man can have at any age is a genuine passion for life. When you still wake up with a sense of purpose, when you stay curious, when you actively engage with the world around you, you radiate an energy that is impossible to ignore. Passion isn't just about what you do, it's about how you approach life itself. And if you still have it, then you are far more attractive than you might realize. Think about the people who stand out the most. They're the ones who have a spark in their eyes, who speak with enthusiasm, who continue to learn, create, and explore. A man who is still excited about something, whether it's a hobby, a career, or simply the act of learning, exudes a vitality that draws people in. Women in particular are deeply drawn to men who remain engaged in life. It shows that you're not just existing, you're truly living. On the other hand, when a man loses his sense of purpose, when he stops pursuing things that excite him, he begins to fade, not just in the eyes of others, but in his own mind. Passion keeps you sharp, keeps you motivated, and keeps you connected to the world. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. Whether you love playing music, traveling, working with your hands, reading, or even mentoring others, the key is that you still have something that fuels your spirit. Imagine two men in their later years. One spends his days engaged in things he enjoys. He has interests, goals, and a natural enthusiasm when he talks about them. The other has settled into a passive routine, feeling like his best days are behind him. Which one do you think people gravitate toward? Which one do you think women find more captivating? The answer is clear: passion is magnetic. It makes you more dynamic, more interesting, and more alive. And here's the best part. Passion has nothing to do with age. It's a choice, a mindset, a way of seeing the world. You don't have to take up extreme sports or reinvent yourself overnight. It's about staying engaged, continuing to grow, and keeping that inner fire alive. When you do, people notice. And that is one of the most attractive qualities any man can have. So if you still have that drive to learn, to explore, to create, and to truly enjoy life, then you are far more appealing than you might think. Passion is the force that keeps you young, no matter how many years pass. And the world will always take notice of a man who refuses to let his spirit fade. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 7 signs. Do you recognize any of them in yourself? If so, then you have more presence, charm, and attraction than you might have ever given yourself credit for. The truth is, attractiveness isn't just about looks. It's about the way you move, the way you carry yourself, and the energy you bring into a room. And if you still hold on to these qualities, then you are living proof that age has nothing to do with being desirable. Confidence, purpose, emotional strength, these are traits that never fade. They are what make people respect you, enjoy being around you, and see you as someone with lasting appeal. So instead of worrying about whether you're as attractive as you used to be, embrace what makes you stand out today. Because the way you present yourself, the way you engage with others, and the way you continue to live with passion all send a message that is far more powerful than anything else. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Have you ever wondered why people seem to drift away as you get older? Maybe certain friends don't call as often, family members don't visit like they used to, or social invitations start to disappear. It can be frustrating, even painful, to feel like you're being left behind. But the truth is, there are real reasons this happens. And the good news is, many of them are within your control. In this video, we're going to explore 6 key reasons why people begin to leave you in old age. These aren't just random circumstances, they are behaviors, attitudes, and patterns that can push people away, often without you even realizing it. But once you understand them, you can make changes that not only strengthen your relationships, but help you keep meaningful connections for years to come. And make sure to watch until the very end, because some of these reasons may surprise you. More importantly, we'll talk about what you can do to avoid these pitfalls and maintain strong, lasting bonds with the people who matter most. If you've ever felt like people are slipping away from your life, stay with me. This just might change your perspective. Now, let's get started. Number 1, neglecting personal growth. One of the biggest reasons people begin to distance themselves in old age is when someone stops growing, mentally, emotionally, or socially. A man who continues to evolve, learn, and engage with the world remains interesting and relatable. But when a person stops seeking new experiences, resists learning, or refuses to adapt, they can become harder to connect with. The truth is, people are naturally drawn to those who stay, engaged in life no matter their age. Think about it. When you talk to someone who is curious, open-minded, and always learning something new, the conversation feels fresh and engaging. On the other hand, if someone only talks about the past, refuses to try anything different, or shuts down new ideas, those interactions start to feel repetitive, even draining. People may not leave all at once, but over time they may start reaching out less and less. Growth isn't just about reading books or picking up new hobbies. It's about staying mentally active, asking questions, and showing interest in the world around you. When you stop doing that, the people around you notice. A person who remains open to new perspectives, willing to have discussions, and eager to learn creates an energy that others want to be around. But someone who closes themselves off, that energy fades, and with it, so do certain relationships. Imagine 2 older men. One of them stays engaged. He asks about new technologies, watches interesting documentaries, discusses books, and enjoys learning from younger generations. The other shrugs off anything new, saying, "I don't understand all that stuff," or "things were better in my day." Which one do you think people enjoy talking to? Which one do you think gets invited to more gatherings, gets more phone calls, and keeps more relationships alive? It's easy to fall into habits that feel comfortable, especially as we age. But staying engaged in life is a choice. You don't need to learn every new trend or master every piece of technology. But being open-minded, showing curiosity, and staying willing to grow will make a difference in how people respond to you. If you continue to evolve, people will want to keep you in their lives. If you stop growing, they may feel like they're moving forward while you're standing still. The good news? It's never too late to change. Whether it's trying a new skill, reading something outside of your comfort zone, or simply asking more questions in conversations, the effort to grow will keep you connected. Because people are drawn to those who keep moving forward, not those who stay stuck in place. Number 2, becoming too negative or complaining often. Nothing pushes people away faster than constant negativity. If you find yourself complaining frequently about your health, the younger generation, the government, or how things used to be better, you might be unknowingly driving people away. Nobody enjoys being around someone who always focuses on the worst in every situation. And while you may not see it as negativity, but rather as expressing your honest thoughts to others, it can feel exhausting. Think about how you feel when you spend time with someone who always seems to have something to criticize. Maybe it's a relative who constantly talks about their aches and pains, a friend who only brings up bad news, or someone who finds a reason to complain no matter the topic. Over time, those conversations become draining, and without realizing it, people start calling less, visiting less, and eventually drifting away. Now, this doesn't mean you should never talk about struggles. Everyone faces hardships, and sharing challenges with trusted people is important. The key difference is balance. If your conversations mostly revolve around frustrations, aches, regrets, or complaints, it can make even those who care about you hesitant to reach out. People naturally want to spend time with those who lift them up, who make them feel good, and who see the brighter side of life, even when things aren't perfect. This doesn't mean you need to force fake positivity, but shifting your mindset to focus on gratitude, curiosity, and even humor can make a huge difference in how others perceive you. When you choose to highlight good moments, ask others about their lives, and share stories that bring laughter instead of frustration, people feel lighter in your presence, and that is what makes them want to spend more time with you. Picture 2 older men at a family gathering. One spends the entire time complaining about his back, the traffic, and how nobody respects elders anymore. The other shares a funny story, asks how everyone is doing, and finds something positive to say about the event. Which one do you think people will want to sit next? 2, which one do you think will get more invitations in the future? The answer is clear. Energy is contagious, and people gravitate toward those who bring light, not those who cast a shadow. So if you've noticed people pulling away, take a moment to reflect on the energy you bring into conversations. Are you someone who adds warmth, curiosity, and connection? Or have you fallen into the habit of focusing only on what's wrong? A small shift in how you speak about Life can make a huge difference in how others respond to you. And if you still bring positivity into the world, people will always want to be around you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, failing to nurture relationships. Relationships don't survive on their own. Friendships, family bonds, and social connections all require effort. And one of the biggest reasons people start to drift away in old age is because they feel like the relationship has become one-sided. If you've fallen into the habit of expecting others to reach out first, to make plans, or to check in, you might be unknowingly pushing people away. Think about the relationships in your life. When was the last time you reached out first? When was the last time you called a friend just to see how they were doing? Invited someone to spend time together? Or sent a thoughtful message? Many people assume that if someone really cares, they'll always make the effort. But in reality, relationships fade when they are not nurtured. If people feel like they're always the ones making the effort, eventually they stop. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing people that they matter to you. A simple text, a quick call, or an invitation to meet for coffee can make a huge difference. It lets people know you value their presence in your life. When someone only hears from you when you need something, or when they're the only one putting in the effort, over time, they may start to feel like the relationship isn't worth maintaining. Imagine 2 older men. One regularly checks in with friends and family, asks how they're doing, and takes an interest in their lives. The other rarely reaches out, only calling when he needs a favor, or when he has something to complain about. Which one do you think people will want to stay connected with? The answer is obvious. People want to feel valued, not like they're being taken for granted. And here's something important. It's never too late to rebuild connections. If you realize you've been distant, start small. A short phone call, a kind message, or even just remembering small details about someone's life and bringing it up. The next time you talk can show that you care. The key is consistency. You don't need to be in constant contact, but when people know you're thinking of them, they will want to stay in your life. So if you've been wondering why certain people seem to be drifting away, take a moment to ask yourself, have I been making the effort, or have I been waiting for others to do all the work? The more you invest in your relationships, the more they will grow. And when people know they matter to you, they will always want to be a part of your life. Number 4, refusing to adapt to change. Life is constantly changing, and the people who stay connected, engaged, and socially active are often the ones who embrace that change rather than resist it. One of the biggest reasons people start to pull away in old age is when someone becomes too rigid, rejecting new ideas, resisting technology, or refusing to understand the way the world is evolving. When people feel like they can't have meaningful conversations with you because you dismiss their perspectives, they may slowly start to disappear from your life. Think about how different the world is today compared to 20 or 30 years ago. The way people communicate has changed. Social norms have shifted. Technology is woven into everyday life. Younger generations rely on text messages, video calls, and social media to stay connected. Many older people struggle with these changes, not because they can't adapt, but because they choose not to. They say things like, I don't understand all that stuff, or back in my day, things were better. While nostalgia is natural, shutting down new ways of thinking can make it harder for people to relate to you. And it's not just about technology, it's about being open to different perspectives. The way people view relationships, careers, and even everyday life is different now. If someone is always criticizing younger generations, dismissing new ideas, or refusing to acknowledge that times have changed, it creates a divide. People, especially family members and younger friends, may begin to feel like conversations with you are more of a debate than an exchange of ideas. And over time, that can lead to distance. Now, this doesn't mean you have to agree with everything or suddenly change who you are. It simply means staying curious, asking questions instead of shutting things down, being willing to learn, even if it's just the basics of how younger people communicate. If you refuse to adapt, people may feel like they're speaking a different language around you, and eventually they might stop trying to connect at all. Imagine 2 older men with their grandchildren. One dismisses their interests, refuses to try new things, and constantly talks about how things used to be better. The other listens with curiosity, asks about their lives, and even tries to engage with the things they care about. Which one do you think the younger generation will naturally want to spend time with? Change can be difficult, but it's also inevitable. The people who remain socially connected into old age are the ones who stay flexible, open-minded, and willing to adapt. You don't have to master every new trend or agree with every new perspective, but when you show a willingness to understand, people will keep you in their lives. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, becoming overly dependent on others. Relationships thrive when there is balance. But when one person consistently takes without giving back, whether emotionally, financially, or physically, it can create strain. As we age, it's natural to need help from time to time. But if you've become overly dependent on others without considering their needs, it may be pushing them away. People want to help those they care about, but when that help starts feeling like an obligation rather than a choice, they may begin to create distance. Think about the people in your life. Do you find yourself relying on them for things you used to handle on your own? Maybe it's asking for favors too, often expecting family to always take care of things, or leaning on others for emotional support without offering the same in return. While it's important to have loved ones to depend on, relationships should never feel one-sided. When people feel like they are constantly giving with little appreciation or effort from the other side, they may start to step back. And this doesn't just apply to physical or financial support, it applies to emotional energy as well. If every conversation revolves around your struggles, your frustrations, or your needs without considering what the other person is going through, they may begin to pull away. People want to feel valued in a relationship, not just needed. Now, this doesn't mean you should never ask for help, but the key is to balance it with independence. Even small acts of self-sufficiency, handling what you can on your own, showing gratitude and finding ways to give back, go a long way in maintaining strong relationships. People are far more willing to help those who also contribute, even in small ways. Imagine 2 older men. One constantly asks his family for help, but rarely expresses gratitude, never offers anything in return, and assumes they'll always be there. The other acknowledges the help he receives, makes an effort to do what he can, and finds ways to contribute, whether it's offering advice, sharing wisdom, or simply being emotionally supportive. Which one do you think people will continue to show up for? If you've noticed people distancing themselves, take a step back and ask yourself, am I giving as much as I take? Do I express appreciation for what others do? Do I make an effort to handle what I can on my own? Even small changes like expressing gratitude, finding little ways to help others, or simply checking in on someone else's needs can make a big difference in keeping people close. Because when people feel appreciated and valued, they will always want to be a part of your life. Number 6, holding on to resentment and failing to forgive. Few things push people away faster than unresolved resentment. As we get older, it's easy to accumulate disappointments, old conflicts, past betrayals, moments when we felt wronged. But when we hold on to those feelings and refuse to let go, it doesn't just hurt us, it pushes others away. People don't want to be around someone who carries grudges, constantly brings up old wounds, or refuses to forgive. Over time, that kind of energy makes relationships feel heavy, and eventually people may choose to walk away rather than keep carrying that weight. Think about your own relationships. Are there people you've distanced yourself from because you felt they wronged you? Do you find yourself replaying old arguments, feeling bitterness toward family members or old friends who made mistakes? It's natural to feel hurt, but when that hurt turns into a permanent wall between you and others, it becomes a problem. Sometimes people don't even realize why you've pulled away. And in other cases, they do realize, but they stop trying to fix things because they sense that no matter what they do, you won't let it go. And here's the truth, holding on to resentment doesn't punish the other person, it punishes you. It keeps you trapped in the past while everyone else moves forward. And when people sense that every conversation with you might turn into a reminder of old grievances, they may stop reaching out altogether. Nobody wants to be constantly reminded of their past mistakes, and when they feel like they'll never be fully forgiven, they may choose to step back instead. Imagine 2 older men with their families. One has learned to let go of small conflicts, choosing to focus on the present and the time he has with his loved ones. The other still holds on to arguments from years ago, bringing them up in conversations and making sure everyone knows he hasn't forgotten. Which one do you think people will want to spend time with? Forgiveness isn't about pretending things never happened. It's about freeing yourself from carrying them around. It's about choosing peace over resentment, about valuing relationships more than past mistakes. If you've been holding on to anger or disappointment, ask yourself, is this helping me or is it pushing people away? Because in the end, choosing to forgive and move forward doesn't just help keep others in your life. It helps you find more peace in your own. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts, honors. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 6 reasons. Do any of them sound familiar to you? If so, don't see this as criticism, see it as an opportunity. Because the truth is, loneliness in old age isn't inevitable. Many of the things that push people away can be changed. And when you start making small shifts, whether it's reaching out more, letting go of resentment, or choosing to stay open-minded, you may find that people start coming back into your life. Attractiveness isn't just about looks, and relationships aren't just about time. They're about the energy you bring, the way you make others feel, and the effort you put in to stay connected. The good news? None of these qualities fade with age. If you continue to show interest in others, stay engaged with life, and approach relationships with kindness and understanding, you will always have people who want to be around you. So instead of wondering why people leave, ask yourself, what can I do to make them want to stay? Because the power to build and maintain strong relationships is still in your hands. It's never too late to reconnect, to reach out, and to create a life filled with meaningful relationships. And the more effort you put into keeping the right people close, the more fulfilling your later years will be. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.